Hi, Omega Chaos here again, with another online tech profile, and this time I am finally showing my rank up Phantom Knights deck. So yeah, this is a new addition to my Revolution of Rank Up series, and it's definitely a really good archetype. Of course, many run it very differently than me. So yeah, I do focus more on rank 4s rather than just focusing on the rank 3 aspect of the deck. So yeah, I guess let's go with the deck. So first, of course, the Phantom Knights of Clovenhelm. It's not really as good as other Phantom Knights, but it's definitely really good. It's able to recycle your Phantom Knights cards, and it's a pretty good on-field effect as well, because it can gain 500 attack each time your Phantom Knight's card is sent to the graveyard, so that would be pretty good. But I might even drop it to 1, I'm not sure yet. Then 2, the Phantom Knights of Fragile Armor. Not a really good card. If a Phantom Knight or Phantom Knight's monster is destroyed by battle card effect, you can spell summon this card from the hand. And of course you can banish it to send the Phantom Knight's card from the hand to the graveyard, and then you can draw 1 card. So definitely another really good card, especially if you run something like Eros from Ouroboros, which unfortunately I don't have space for anymore. And of course he's able to draw cards for you as well. Then of course the level 3 Phantom Knights, which are basically the main ones. So first, Phantom Knights of Rashad Khaos. Any Dark Exist monster that was summoned using this card gains 1000 attack, and it's a mandatory effect, so you have to keep that in mind, and of course it's once per turn as well. And you can banish it to send the Phantom Knight, any Phantom Knight's card from the deck to graveyard, so definitely a really good card. Then the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak, which is definitely the first effect is not really relevant. I don't think I have ever used it, maybe like once. And of course it's pretty much a searcher. Banish it to search for any Phantom Knight's card from your deck to the hand, from your deck to your hand. So yeah, definitely very nice. Unfortunately it's an ultra rare in the Wing Raider set, so it's kind of difficult to get, especially now that the deck is kinda hyped as well, because the Speedroid, the Burning Abyss, Phantom Knights hybrid, which I personally don't really like that variant. Then the Phantom Knights of Giant Boots. You can summon it from the hand if you control a Phantom Knights monster. You can banish it from the graveyard to add a Phantom Knights Pillow Trap card from your deck to your hand. So another really good searcher for your spells and traps, which are pretty good. So yeah, and of course it was a rank 3 enabler, so definitely very nice. Then runs on some other support cards that help the deck. To help with the rank 4 aspect of the deck is around 2 Argon Knights. Of course, good to send your Phantom Knights to the graveyard as well. And of course, a search with reinforcement of the army. Then around 2 Katkage. The reason I run this card is that Kingdom of Realms is a Dark Exist monster, which means when you do your Break Sword combo, just of course destroy a card and itself, and then you summon your Phantom Knights with 1 level higher, and then you can go into any Dark rank 4, and so you can then go into Kingdom of Realms to search for Katkage, and then you can make more rank 4s. And finally, 1 Mathematician, because it's definitely a really good card and level 3. Then the spells, of course, reinforcement of the army, because of all the Phantom Knights are warrior type. Then Allure of Darkness, of course your monsters in this deck are dark, but I'm not sure if I will keep it then. It's really good, but I don't know if it's really necessary, and you don't really want to banish your Phantom Knights from the hand. You want to use their effects in the graveyard. Then of course I run 3 Rank Magic Astra first. Of course it's a rank up based deck. It pretty much works the same way in this deck like back in the old days when Burning Abyss was just released and many ran Astra Force in their Burning Abyss deck. And so I can use this card in this deck as well because of course yeah. And there is a combo in this deck to summon Oda's Rebellion Dragon with this card. But of course it's not usable in TCG because Outer Entity Nyala is not out yet. Then Foolish Burial, of course, I don't think we need to explain this. This deck is very graveyard based. And then Burial from a different dimension to recycle your Phantom Knights from the graveyard, put them back to the graveyard, and then you can use their effects again. And trap cards, of course, this deck is pretty trap heavy. It's very control based. So first, you must have this chain of the deck. Phantom Knight's Folkblade. So works pretty much the same way as Finished Chain, but it does have one drawback. You can't attack that monster. Of course, you use this card on, so that is kind of bad, but at the same time you can easily destroy it with your Break Sword, and you can just attack that monster then. And many of the Phantom Knight's trap cards have effect that you can banish it from the graveyard to summon a Phantom Knight from some monster from the graveyard. So yeah, that would be really good for that as well. And then I run a 2 Phantom Knight Sword. It gives your any monster 8 attack, and if it will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. And it has the same second effect as Folkblade. Currently I don't run any other Phantom Knights trap cards like Phantom Wings, and I don't run the spell card Continuous Spell, which that is not really that great unfortunately. But I do run one card that is not out in the TCG yet, but probably comes in the Premium Gold free set. That is Phantom Knight Stompshield, which is pretty much a level 3 trap monster, and it has a graveyard effect as well. You can banish it from the graveyard to target a face-up card your opponent controls and negates its effects in the end of the turn, but you can only activate it during your own turn. But of course, traps are activated in your own turn anyway. Then on one Karma Cut as a tech card, because of course many of your cards are floaters, so you don't really mind this card a lot of the time. Other taps, of course, Freeze from Strike, really broken, should be limited as fast as possible, but considering the traps are not really as popular right now, I'm not sure if it will be, but hopefully it will. And hope it will get a reprint as well, because the price of this card is completely insane. Then of course Solar Morning, no explanation needed. Planet's Emptiness, Convulsive Action Device, and Bottomless Trap Hole. So that was the main deck. So 10 decks deck. I ran Oda's Rebellion Dragon. The combo to summon it is pretty much you have Dark Rebellion Exist Dragon in the graveyard, and then you summon out Outer card Nyarla, or Entity Nyarla. Of course, then you discard one card to make it rank 5, and then you target Dark Rebellion in the graveyard, detach those materials, and then attach it to this card. And then it becomes a Dark Dragon, and then you use Astra Force on Outer Entity Nyarla and to summon Oda's Rebellion Dragon. Very gimmicky combo, and you won't be able to do it most of the time, but sometimes it's very nice to do it, because then you can auto KO point very easily. I run it because it's pretty much the only Dark Rebellion upgrade right now. It's actually mostly better in Old Magician deck, but since we don't have currently any other Dark Rebellion upgrade, I kinda have to use it now. So yeah. Then Khaos number 69, Heretics of Horror. Of course, you summon it with Astra Force by ranking up your Chronomakers Chrononaut. Number 16 Khaos, of course, really good as well. Of course, you use Granosaurus to rank to summon this with Astral Force, and of course I play this. Of course, rank up Dante into this, so of course very common play back in the old Burning West days. Then of course Dark Rebellion Exis Dragon. Yeah, of course, we must main Exis monster Yuto has. Then Eoson Thanatos, pretty good card in this deck. So because you can increase the discard attack by 1000 if you use Rugged Khaos to summon this. So then it will have a 3350 attack. You attach extra material and then it becomes unaffected by other effect monsters. So definitely pretty good. Then King of Fire is search card guy, of course, the combo I explained. Castle, the Scavenging Musketeer. Of course, mostly you want to run Dark Exis monsters in this deck, but since this deck is more rank 4 based than other Phantom Knights decks, it's definitely pretty good in here. Then Outer Engine Yara, of course, for the combo I explained. Fortunately, this card is not out in TCG yet for some reason, despite it being the oldest outer entity. So hopefully it will come to TCG soon, so I can use that combo to summon out all the Rebellion Dragon in real life as well, if I build this deck in real life, of course. Then, of course, rank 3s, the Phantom Knight Breaks 4, which is the main one. Of course, very good card. So of course it's generic, and you pretty much acts as a Scrap Dragon. Mostly destroy itself, but of course you can destroy any card you control and one of their cards. And if this Exismod card is destroyed, you can try 2 Phantom Knights monsters with the same level, summon them, and increase the levels by 1. But you can only summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Dark monsters, so that would be a very powerful card. Fortunately, this card is secret rare, so it's pretty hard to get. And now the Phantom Knights are hyped as well, thanks to the Jeff Jones topped in some UDS tournament, got 3rd place. So now, yeah, it's like almost $40 currently, which is completely insane. So I'm not going to be able to build this deck in real life for a while. So, well, what can I do? And my priority is now on Rated Bros as well, like I explained before. Then, one Chronomakers Chrononaut, of course, rank up into Khaos number 69. One Granosaurus, rank up into Volcasaurus, and pretty decent effect as well. Of course, Dante, of course, really good card in this deck. You can mill your Phantom Knights monsters or your Phantom Knights present traps. And finally, one Leviar the Sea Dragon. Of course, someone back your banished Phantom Knights monsters. So, this was my online deck profile of my rank of Phantom Knights deck. I really like this deck. It has very many different plays you can do in this deck, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this online deck profile. For now, goodbye and Omega Khaos out.